Welcome back to Wolves News. I'm Esme Miranda. It's Friday, September 14th, 2018. Freshman class t-shirts are now on sale. Please pick up an order form from your PAC teacher. T-shirts are $10 and long sleeve t-shirts are $15. Please return the form and money to Ms. Akin in room 330. Interested in exploring careers you might be interested in following, check out wcyourfuture.com where you can complete an application for many careers that might interest you. You can also stop by Student Services and talk with Ms. Mijas. Let's take a look at the weather for this weekend and next week with Emma and Kenzie.
Thanks, Esme. Happy Friday, West Claremont.
Today, September 14th, we have a high of 83, a low of 69, and 73% humidity. It will be an awesome night for the game.
Saturday, September 15th, we have a high of 84, a low of 68, and 68% humidity. It will also be nice and sunny, so be sure to enjoy it.
Sunday, September 16th, we have a high of 86, a low of 68, and 65% humidity. There will be some showers in the morning.
Monday, September 17th, we have a high of 84, a low of 66, and 65% humidity. It will be sunny and warm.
Tuesday, September 18th, we have a high of 81, a low of 65, and 66% humidity. There'll be some isolated storms.
Wednesday, September 19th, it will cool off at the end of the week with a high of 79, a low of 64, and 68% humidity. It will mostly be sunny.
Thursday, September 20th, we have a high of 74, a low of 63, and 72% humidity.
Friday, September 21st, we have a high of 77, a low of 61, and 68% humidity. It will be nice and sunny.
And here's for the weather joke of the week. What do you call a wet bear?
A drizzly bear. That's it for the week's weather report. I'm Emma Phipps.
I'm Kenzie Chode. Back to you, Esme.
Thanks, Emma and Kenzie. Here's the upcoming week's lunch menu with Nico.
Thanks, Esme. And now for today's lunch menu. Today there will be chicken nuggets served with a warm dinner roll, choice of dipping sauce, and delicious baked beans. Next Monday we'll have a BBQ riblet sandwich and macaroni and cheese. Tuesday we're having a JTM beef taco with brown rice, cheese, and black beans. Wednesday we'll have country steak with gravy, a biscuit, and mashed potatoes. Thursday we'll have a cheese stuffed croissant sandwich. And next Friday we will have popcorn chicken served with your choice of dipping sauce. The meal will be played with a dinner roll. I'm Nico Sartori. Back to you, Esme.
Thanks, Nico. Let's see what's happening in sports with Kevin and Patrick.
Thank you, Esme. I'm Patrick Damon.
And I'm Kevin Jimenez. Let's get into sports. Tonight in the usual Friday football game, good luck Wolves, with our soccer teams and the boys won against Georgetown 5-2 and lost to Tippecanoe 4-0. And our girls lost this week against Turpin 2-0. However, a special congratulations to Erin Cochran and Kendall Simpson to being our 2 ECC Players of the Week for soccer. Congratulations.
The girls golf team lost up against Kings 171-279. The ECC has yet to report scores for their boys golf team.
We have a big win for cross country with our boys and girls winning first place in the Georgetown Invitational this Wednesday. We also have our girls volleyball team who won against Sycamore and lost while facing Kings.
That's all from us. Now back to you, Esme.
Thanks, Kevin and Patrick. Rachel and Ansley are covering clubs, arts, and music. Let's see what info they have for us.
Thanks, Esme. We've got a lot happening this week.
BattleBots meets this week in Mr. Paul's room, 200C. Teams choose their own times to meet. There is a $75 fee to join and tests pass before you can use the tools. Contact Mr. Paul for any questions.
NHS will meet Monday, September 17th at 3:05 in Community Room A.
Run for the Future will be meeting in room 304 after school on Tuesdays beginning September 18th. This club plans and runs fundraisers in order to award a $20,000 scholarship to West Claremont graduate. This club is a great way to meet new students and give back to your school community. Please contact Ms. Hornberger for more information.
Our club and NAHS both meet on Tuesday with Mrs. Shelf in room 252 from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Our club is a place where students can meet other artists and work on their own projects. NAHS is to recognize students who show outstanding abilities in art.
Gaming Club meets Wednesdays in room 133 from 3 to 5 p.m. Gaming Club plays tabletop games and school-approved electronics. See Mrs. Munden if you have any questions. Cafe Poetica meets during PAC on the last Friday of each month in the extended learning area on the second floor next to room 203. Their next meeting will be Friday, October 5th. They share poetry and other writings, so come prepared to listen and share your own original work.
Key Club, NHS, and Student Council are collecting dresses, shoes, pants, shirts, jackets, and ties that are suitable for students to use for homecoming and prom. Donation of clothing is being accepted now and may be dropped off in the main office or to Mrs. Burris, Miss Lewis, or Miss Herzog on the 3rd floor. Prom committee needs interested juniors and seniors to help plan WCHS's second prom. You'll help with the budget, favors, creating tickets, and decoration. If you're interested, sign up for Remind 101 by texting at GH2E6K to 81010.
Interested in playing sports? From September 5th to October 17th, kickball teams will be meeting on Wednesdays each week. After kickball, other sports to join in on are volleyball, basketball, and flag football. See Mr. Ball for any questions. This has been Clubs, Arts, and Music. I'm Ansley Wyan.
And I'm Rachel Riley. Back to you, Esme.
Thanks, Rachel and Ansley. Let's check in with Grace with Cincy Haps.
Welcome back to Cincy Haps. This weekend is the second weekend of the Old West Fest in Williamsburg. If you don't make it down there, don't worry. The festival doesn't end until October 14th. Day through Sunday is the Cincinnati Comic Expo at the Duke Energy Convention Center. Expected appearances include voice actor Michael Bell from the Rugrats, LeVar Burton from Star Trek Next Generation, Carrie Elwes from The Princess Bride, Charlotte Shung from Overwatch, and many more. Doors open Saturday and Sunday at 8:30 a.m. You can experience the region's art and culture at Cattell Park this Sunday at 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the Fall Fair Arts Festival. Interested in engineering? Come to the Hamilton County Fairgrounds this Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the Cincinnati Mini Maker Fair, a family-friendly showcase of invention and creativity. This weekend, the Reds are in Chicago taking on the Cubs, while the Bengals are taking the weekend off. That's all for Cincy Haps. Back to you, Esme.
Thanks, Grace. We have our first teacher talk of the year with Kevin.
Hey, what's Claremont? It's time for Teacher Talk. And here we are with our first edition with the teacher, Mrs. Show.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
All right, I'm going to ask you a series of questions and you answer however you please.
Okay.
All right. What subject and grade levels do you teach?
I teach Art Foundations 1 and 2 as well as Sculpture 1 and 2, so I get all students 9 through 12.
All right, amazing. How long have you been teaching?
This will be my 9th year.
9.
All in West Claremont. Yep.
Oh, that's amazing. You got that loyalty.
Yes.
What is your why?
I think the most exciting part of being a teacher is witnessing students discover something about themselves, overcome a problem that they didn't think they could solve, succeed in something that they didn't think they'd be able to accomplish, and in my art classes, that's something I get to see a lot, so it's nice.
That is nice. Giving them motivation and to express themselves creatively.
I try, yeah.
Something that's really amazing.
Thanks.
What was one of your favorite days in your teaching career?
It's really fun as a teacher to experience what I teach in the classroom outside of the classroom. So whenever I have an opportunity to see students at either the Sculpture Park or maybe the American Sign Museum, New Soul Glassworks Studio, any of the many museums we have, our city has a lot of artistic venues. So it's really fun to be with students when they get to experience those things for the first time. And it kind of carries what we're doing into the classroom and with their own work, and they get to see it in real life and from real artists.
Yeah, they get a hands-on experience and envision everything to kind of get like a feel for what it's like.
Exactly, to really be an artist, so to speak.
Right. And as an art teacher, you use a lot of things around here, like rulers to make straight lines, pencils. But what is your favorite like school supply?
I'm definitely a dorky teacher that loves school supply shopping. I think notebooks are kind of fun because every year there's a cool different notebook. And then as an art teacher, there's a specific eraser I really like to get because it actually makes paper white again. It doesn't just smear your graphite around. So I'm kind of a nerd in that way. I really like a specific eraser.
Mine is a pen. I always write with pen because I feel like it's more like sophisticated.
Yeah.
All right.
I do too. I don't know.
What is the weirdest thing you've ever encountered as a teacher?
Weird in a good way. This semester, for the first time ever, in 9 years of teaching this 100 of 1 project, I had a student choose gum for his object. So it was fun to watch him problem solve. He didn't chew the gum, he put it in water and molded it with his hands. Had a lot of days where the glue didn't, or the gum didn't want to stick to itself, but in the end he succeeded. So it was kind of a weird, wacky object, but it became a really successful artwork. And it was fun, again, to see that student succeed, where there were a few days we didn't know if it was going to work or not. So
there's a lot of up and downs in the whole planning and actually like doing the project?
Yes, the art making process has lots of ups and downs, like you said, problem solving, and then hopefully rewarding moments as well.
All right. Now here's our last question.
Okay.
What are 3 random facts about yourself?
I am a Green Bay Packer fan. I love camping. And I love photographing rusty metal objects and things that are, in other people's mind, maybe trash or decaying. I'm trying to photograph them in a beautiful way. So I like spending my spare time doing that.
So you would consider yourself a really creative and outdoorsy person, or like?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I really like to be outside.
All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Shove, for joining us today. Students, if you have a teacher in mind that we should interview in the upcoming weeks, respond to our Teacher Talk Instagram post. Based on your comments, we will choose another lucky teacher to join us next week on Teacher Talk. I'm Kevin Jimenez. Back to you, Esme.
Make sure you subscribe to our channel to be notified first when we post our weekly editions. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at WCHS Productions. We post behind-the-scenes pictures and videos, as well as student-teacher polls. Thank you for tuning in this week. I'm Esme Miranda with Wolves Student News. See you next Friday.
Everyone knows the Titanic hit an iceberg and sunk over the course of 2 hours. But is that really what happened, or is that just what we're told? Hello everyone, welcome to a new segment I call Down the Rabbit Hole. In this segment, we will be covering conspiracy theories. Today I'll be talking a lot about conspiracy theories having to do with the Titanic. Let's get right into it. First, we need to understand what happened. At 11:30 a.m. on April 11th, 1912, the Titanic set off from Queenstown, Ireland. 3.5 days later, at 11:40 p.m. on April 14th, the Titanic hit an iceberg and slowly started sinking until about 2 a.m. This is the story that most survivors experienced, but let's explore some other theories. To start off with, multiple survivors claimed they heard explosions below deck around the same time the Titanic hit the iceberg. Survivor reports also describe an unidentified vessel about 5 to 6 miles away shining a spotlight. Some people have hypothesized that this is a German U-boat that had torpedoed the vessel and they were, quote, assessing the damage before sulking off. This theory doesn't have much evidence other than eyewitness reports, but is also not a shot in the dark. On May 7, 1915, a German U-boat sunk the Lusitania off the coast of Ireland, killing almost 2,000 people, showing the Germans were not afraid to attack civilian ships. Another theory suggests that the Titanic never sank at all, and it was actually its sister ship, the Olympic. This theory explains that in 1911, the Olympic collided with a naval vessel and it would not be worth the money to fix the problems. So the White Star Line disguised the Olympic as the Titanic so they could sink the vessel to get an insurance claim. The plan was to slowly sink the ship and get all passengers off safely, but the plan went south when the boat took on more water than expected, causing the tragedy we know today. The third and final theory I will talk about is the one that makes the most sense to me personally. 10 days before the Titanic set sail, a fire was reported to have started in the coal bunker. This fire would continue to burn until the Titanic's demise. This theory suggests that the Titanic's hull was weakened by the fire, and along with the hull, the revolutionary watertight doors that made the Titanic, quote, unsinkable, were compromised. This would explain why the iceberg ripped through the hull so easily. It would also explain why the Titanic's unsinkable design failed.
Tune back in September 28th for the next segment of Down the Rabbit Hole.